at 6, an answer to a question that a lot of you have been asking. Tonight, the lawyer for the family of the Kalamazoo shooting suspect explains why his wife didn't call 911 the night of the killing spree.
Yesterday, it was revealed that after the first shooting, Jason Dalton gave her a gun, told her she would not be returning to work, and that she would find out why on the news. 24-hour News 8's Heather Walker talked with the family attorney. She joins us in studio with more.
Yeah, that's right. In hindsight, the decision, of course, to call police is a no-brainer. But the lawyer for Jason Dalton's family says that night it wasn't clear. Did she ever think to call 911?
She did not.
Never. Never even contemplated the idea.
She did not, and she didn't know of any of these events, as I said, till the sheriff's deputies arrived.
Attorney Paul Velakis is representing Jason Dalton's wife, Carol, and his parents. Police reports released yesterday revealed new information about the interaction between the Kalamazoo shooting suspect and his wife following the first shooting. Sheriff's Office documents show that Carol didn't believe Jason when he told her a story about getting into a fight with a taxi cab driver because Jason was avoiding eye contact. Jason had asked her to meet him at his parents' home because he needed to swap cars. He claimed the taxi driver sideswiped him and fired a shot. Jason was driving for Uber and claimed that the taxi driver was upset he was taking away business.
Carol wasn't sure what happened, but didn't believe necessarily that he'd been shot at. Clearly there was damage to the vehicle.
Investigators later revealed that the damage was caused by Jason's erratic driving. A police interview with Carol goes on to say that Jason gave her a loaded gun and told her to stay at the home, adding that she would not be returning to work and the kids would not go back to school. When she asked him what he was talking about, Jason replied that she would see what he was talking about on the news and that it probably wouldn't say his name, but as soon as she saw it on the news, she would know it was him.
That wasn't enough for her to call police. She didn't believe that to be the case. He was acting rationally, and his concern was all in the context of the scrape that he described with the taxi driver.
Velakis says she searched local news online but found nothing. At 8:26, he called and told her not to call her parents.
She said to him, I wouldn't call my parents at this hour anyway. It was about 8:30 at night and had no reason to call her parents.
An hour and a half later, she says she went to bed.
She didn't watch the news that night.
She didn't?
Oh, no. No, they watched movies and they were sleeping by 10 o'clock. That's bedtime.
She says she didn't learn about the shootings until police knocked on the door later. Now, going through police documents, we also learned that Jason Dalton was interviewed by Calhoun County and Taylor Police Department. Calhoun was trying to find out if Dalton was involved in the I-94 and I-96 highway shootings. He has been cleared. We're still trying to learn why Taylor Police interviewed him as well.
Yeah, the investigation continues, certainly, but a lot of that information that came out in the police report yesterday about the gun, don't go to school, turn on the news, that wasn't conveyed the first time we talked with the family's attorney.
That was not conveyed the first time we talked to the family's attorney, and he said he specifically withheld that information because of the ongoing investigation.
Okay, Heather Walker, thank you.
Thanks.